Hello guys, Toxic Remedy here again. We're just going to go over some SoulJewels and SoulTreasure basics. When you hit level 20, you unlock something called a SoulTreasure. This can be very confusing at first, but don't worry, you'll eventually get the hang of it. Essentially what a SoulTreasure is you bind it to your weapon in order to gain more stats, but in order to level it up, you have to use the SoulTreasure, which gives you a 2-minute buff that damages enemies. As it damages enemies, your growth increases in the SoulTreasure, and it will continue to level up and increase your stats. We're just going to go over the basic SoulJewels here and what they do. So if you want to follow along, go ahead and find yourself a SoulJewel apprentice, which can be found in any major city, Maple City, Ghost City, or Crystal City, and a few minor cities as well. Go to Transfer SoulJewel. Okay. Heaven SoulJewels. As you can see, I have a level 3 here. As your SoulTreasure increases, your level of SoulJewels increases, and the more they cost to make. You use your soul to make SoulJewels, obviously. Okay, Heaven SoulJewels strengthen the equipment. Now, this is very vague, but keep in mind, anything that usually refers to equipment in general is usually referring to your weapon. Heaven SoulJewels will, if you make one, your weapon has to have a slot in it, like mine does here. As you can see, I put a 30 intellect and a +9 to minimum damage in it. But your weapon has to have a slot for it. You can create it, you right click it, and then you left click on your weapon and it puts it in. Hill SoulJewel. This is where defense gear comes in, which is your basic armor, so like your gloves, your knee pads, your chest, your belt, etc., etc. Obviously these have to have a slot as well. As you can see, I put 5 vitality in this, 5 vitality, 7 spirit in that. Now the SoulJewels, you can't direct a certain stat to be made. The stats are random. So you may get a really good stat towards your class, or you may get a really bad stat towards your class. It's a total gamble, but usually it's an okay stat that you can use for your class, and generally speaking. Plateau SoulJewel. Okay. This one is probably the most confusing, and when you level up your SoulTreasure, you eventually get an open SoulJewel in it. So at the bottom you can see it says right click to unequip SoulTreasure. When you do that, it gives you an item like this, and that's your SoulTreasure that is now in your inventory. And when you make one of those, and your SoulTreasure has a jewel slot in it, you can use the jewel and implement it into your SoulTreasure, which will give you more stats. It's just a passive stat that allows, it's just a bonus for the most part. So those are the basics, the 3 basic SoulJewels. Click on them, and again, go to merge SoulJewels. You can merge 4 SoulJewels in order to try to get one better SoulJewel. The 4 SoulJewels of the same level and type can be merged. So same level, same type. You can't merge a level 2 with a level 3, etc., etc. So that's pretty much all I need to cover today. If you ever want to remove SoulJewel from like your SoulTreasure or any of your equipment, it does have that. You have to pay a certain amount of money for it, but you can remove the old SoulJewel and possibly put a new one in if you want. So that's my tutorial for today. I'll be logging off. Remember to check out the wiki and subscribe. So peace out.